Hey, Caitlin.
Hi.
Oh, we're both amused because we're trying some new software since our previous software is biffing. Um, and
I
it
think
counts.
I might also be biffing.
Yeah, you were struggling earlier today. I remember you were just like, my brain is fried.
I said yes, I think, and I said that. I told some other friends that last night, except instead of saying brain, I said my Brian is fried.
Oh,
Like that's how bad it was
well,
that
you don't
I
have a Brian. I
couldn't
have a
even. I
Brian. You don't
don't.
have a
I
Brian.
don't. I don't. It was pretty bad. It's pretty bad.
Well, that
So
is something that AI can't. Well, maybe it can help you with it. I don't know. We'll have to explore that because we're going to
yeah.
talk about how to best utilize AI for your marketing strategy. So, um, yeah, there's some ethical concerns. There's some effective ways to do it. There's things AI
Yeah.
can do that really well. There's things that it doesn't do really well, like figure out how many fingers people have. That's a problem that AI has. Oh, you are punchy.
It just the I'm just like remembering all of the like wrong like the arms are in the wrong place or it's
Hmm.
like coming out of somebody's waist and like from a distance you're like that looks fine and then you get up to it and you're like that is not fine.
I know, it's crazy. So we'll get into some of that. I think AI is something that I know a lot of people just want to resist it. That's probably not the best answer for you or your marketing team.
That was
Um,
me,
no,
probably 6 months ago or so.
I know, but you were
And
convinced by your favorite dad at Inbound that humans and AI can live together.
yeah, Darmesh,
Dharmesh, he's so
he's so
wonderful.
sweet.
And I did love that, and we'll talk a little bit about that. Like he was very clear. There's things AI is good at. There are things
Yeah,
humans are good at, and when you put them together, it levels everything up. But don't try to make AI do something that a human is good at and AI is bad at. That's
right.
not the way to go.
Well, and it's also like we'll probably talk about this. One would think, just like augmenting things
Mm-hmm.
instead of like a full replacement as well, which I found
Yep.
quite
And
interesting.
doing mundane tasks. So, all right, we're totally getting into
God,
the
I wish
episode
that
before
it
the
could do my
cocktail.
laundry.
Oh, I do too. I wish that it could actually map out like my grocery tour and which store I had to go to and what aisle it was in. Actually, I wish it could just order my groceries and send them to me. Like, who am I kidding? I don't want to go out of the house.
Mm,
One thing that AI is not good at is making craft cocktails. Have not gotten there with robotics or AI yet.
yeah. Yep.
Um,
This sounds quite schmancy. The
it
Chauncey.
it
Like you
sounds
have to say it
like
with an accent.
it sounds like if Downton Abbey created an AI bot, it would be Chauncey.
I think,
Chauncey,
yes.
we're going to go through now.
Like my, we've watched enough Bluey at my house that for some
Mm,
words, my 4-year-old has a slight Australian accent.
that's
She
wild.
said she has started calling squirrels cheeky. She's like, look at that cheeky squirrel. And I'm like, look at it indeed, my girl. Like, it's so funny.
Has she met Justin?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
They played train.
Oh, that's right.
He and Megan babysat for us one night, and Megan sent me a picture of like Dorothy was coloring, and Justin was like laying on the floor playing with her train set. And Megan was like, he's having more fun than Dorothy is with those trains. And I'm like, that's great. I'm so glad someone is enjoying them. And then we got home and there was like this elaborate track set up in the playroom. It was really funny and cute.
Yeah, and for
So
those who don't know, Justin is Australian, like legit from
Justin is
Australia.
Australian and 22.
Yes. And apparently likes trains. So,
I guess, yeah.
all right. So the Chauncey, it is as timeless as its name. Do
The
you
Chauncey.
think that name will ever come back for kids? I mean,
I don't think so.
Dorothy
Right?
was
I
my
don't know.
grandmother's name. That's like
Oh.
that's a classic, that's like an ever classic
Yeah.
name.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, Chauncey's.
Chauncey makes me think of Chaucer, and he was kind
Oh
of
yeah.
he was kind of like a spicy guy too.
All right. Well, it comes from the Waldorf Astoria. I'm sure that spicy things have happened at the Waldorf Astoria. Wonderful, wonderful place. But it's a unique blend of like, this had me like going, oh, and I think it
Yeah.
would be like exciting for your in-home bartender and probably for
Yeah.
Zach, because it
Yeah.
is gin, whiskey, cognac, vermouth, and orange bitters. And I'm just like, you have taken one thing that I like,
And
and,
added a lot of
like,
things that are
just-
questionable to me.
well, and that like vermouth, like in a nice martini, a little bit of vermouth makes sense. This combo, I'm a little freaky about.
I don't even know if I could like name all of these, like if I could even pick out all of these flavors. Like,
Oh, like in the drink together?
yeah.
I feel like you might get the orange bitters should pop out, hopefully.
But to know, like, I don't know what vermouth tastes like. I don't know what that's, you know what I mean?
I think it tastes like anger and sadness.
Like you want to be in a tuxedo, like a
Maybe, yeah.
secret agent.
But you can't, because it's not quite like, it's never the star of the show. Although in this one, it is equal parts. Holy crap.
Shall we get to that? It's 3/4 of an ounce bowling and Burch Gin, 3/4 of an ounce H by Hine Cognac, 3/4 of an ounce Ragtime Rye Cask Strength. Yikes. 3/4 of an ounce Martini and Rossi Sweet Vermouth, 2 dashes of Regans Orange Bitters, and a lemon or orange twist for your garnish.
So I just want to say, Zach, if we're going to start like naming brand names of booze, they need to pay us. Like I'm going to need some scratch from these, or just free booze. Just free booze. The Martini and Rossi people need to send us some sweet vermouth. I
They
doubt
can
that will
spare
happen.
it. Okay,
I
that's
would
not
think.
ever going to happen.
They've been around
Shall we
forever.
get to the directions? Chill a rocks glass.
Yeah.
So you fill a glass with ice and let it hang out for a few minutes. Combine all of the ingredients in your rocks glass. Assuming you discard the initial chilled ice, you could also keep a glass in your fridge. You know, do whatever you want.
Yeah, we're freezing.
Stir the ingredients gently for about 30 seconds. Oh no, are we supposed to leave the ice in?
Nope. Add fresh ice.
Okay, and then we add fresh ice. And then express the oil from a lemon or orange twist over the drink, and then drop the twist into the glass.
Ever say express the oil in a recipe?
That's what you do.
Oh,
Rich.
but it just reminds
I don't
me
understand.
of
What do you
reminds me of
mean?
a veterinarian procedure that is not anywhere near my cocktail. I know. Ugh. So it's basically equal parts gin, cognac, rye whiskey, vermouth, and then some orange bitters and a little bit of a twist that you apparently expressed the oil from.
Stop. You said we weren't allowed to say that anymore.
Oh, it's in this recipe. It's here. It's probably going to be
It does
on
say
the
express
blog.
the oil.
I know. Give it a little squeeze.
I asked for like a gin and tonic with a lemon twist, and the guy he had like the whole lemon, like the wheel, but he took out all of the actual lemon parts and threw it away, and then just twisted the peel, so it was like actually a twist. And I was like, no, I wanted the fruit too. Okay.
Yeah.
But it was like not a nice bar. It was like a shitty dive bar, and I was like, oh.
Yeah, I assumed
Okay.
you'd just throw that lemon wedge in there and I could
Right?
just
I know.
slice.
It was legitimately like a neighborhood dive. And
That's
he was
wild.
trying to get fancy with it. And I was like,
Well,
no, I'll just take the
I mean, and this one is just the peel. Like, that's generally when you do a twist, you do just use oil in the peel. But I guess, because the other one would be a squeeze, wouldn't it? I'd want a squeeze of lemon.
I guess I don't know. I didn't expect the neighborhood dive to go quite that far on the
Yeah,
twist.
I wouldn't have expected them to go literal on the twist.
Because it was like one of those clear plastic solo cups.
Nice.
So it's not like a
The kind that almost fall
Hi,
apart as
yeah.
you're drinking.
no, but if you squeeze them too much, they crack.
they'll crack.
That one. Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Well, so if stirred drinks with powerful booze are your thing, this is one
High-proof
for you.
cocktails.
If you are scared about AI, maybe make 2 of these and down them and then finish the rest of the episode, which is coming back in a minute.
Please drink responsibly.
We're back.
Here, I'm back. I'm just catching up on the chat here. I don't understand what you're talking about. Your future children? And your
Chauncey.
connections? Chauncey.
His future children will not be named Chauncey.
Yeah. No.
I
Contacting
mean,
my connections.
I think
Oh, connections for Martini and Rossi.
Martini Rossi. Yeah.
Got it.
Zach
Well,
is,
now that we've reviewed the intro, I'm like, I don't understand any of this.
since his mic is off, he gives us notes.
That's so
and then the chat
responsible
pops
of you,
up.
Zach. I wasn't paying attention to your notes. Sorry.
Okay, so we're back.
If anyone has ever been disrespectful to the production team, it's me, apparently, which is
Wow.
surprising, right?
I am always
I
very
can't be
respectful.
bothered to read the producer's notes.
I am very respectful. I will have to tell you a story about some TV production when we have a
I
chance.
can just imagine. I would not like to hear that, actually. I think it will make me sad.
Oh no, you would you'd be rooting for the underdog in this one, I guarantee you. So anyway, we're going to jump right into the most controversial thing that AI can do, and we can discuss what it can do well and what it can't, but content generation.
Yep.
Biggest one, I mean, and ChatGPT was set there to like write your term papers for you. Please don't let ChatGPT write your term papers. I think you had it write a sonnet about your butt, Caitlin.
That was my
your
husband.
husband did.
Yes, I did not. I did not do that.
And then it was back when you could say make it lewd, and it did. You can't do that anymore. It says, I'm sorry. Like,
You can't?
no, it won't do like, it won't do things that are overtly sexual anymore. It says that it's not allowed. So
Well,
the AI overlord
like-
said no.
I am going to leave that alone.
I think that's a good idea. I'm sure there are AI bots out there that will do that stuff, but ChatGPT will not. So I think for me, the best thing that I like for AI in content generation is ideation. So like it's very fast at pulling together topics. If you have an idea you can't really express and you can throw that in there, it'll give you topics. It also is really good at looking at the interwebs and telling you like 3 headlines that will work best for SEO.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, and I was learning this, so you benevolently allowed us to take some AI, like Gen AI, continuing ed.
yeah.
Right, the
We've
company.
got 4 people doing that.
Yeah, and one of the things that I didn't realize is that ChatGPT has only ingested up to 2021. That anything after that is, yeah. It hasn't like processed anything new, I don't think, is
Was
how
it
I
as
understood it.
traumatized by 2020 as the rest of us?
Maybe.
Maybe that's why it just stopped at
I've
2021.
seen enough.
It's like,
That's
I'm good.
good.
I'm good. Gonna rally my troops. We're gonna take over.
It's not getting any better than this, folks.
Let me get these Amazon and Apple devices fired up. We're all just, it's time. So,
Honestly, I forgot that happened.
yeah.
Because I was just in my house all, like the whole year.
Which is kind of how I am right now. I'm in my house
Right.
the whole year. I don't think I've moved my car in like 4 days. I'm gonna have to go get the mail at some point. But yeah. So I think that ideation is a good place. And then
Yes.
the other thing that I know, and I know Zach has used it for this, and I have, when you get the idea, it can pull together an outline for you pretty well, and really just gets you past that mundane piece of writing or that writer's block piece. And then you can look at it and go, no, I don't like that topic there, or I don't like this, and you can edit, right? And I think that's where the AI and human comes in. You've got to have that personal filter to be able to put that human touch on it.
Yeah, I find that it's helpful for me as like a first draft sometimes when I'm doing, like side projects or trying to organize my thoughts, because as we just saw, sometimes that's a struggle for me to just even get my thoughts to go in a meaningful order.
Yep.
Primarily because I spend too much time on a screen, so then I like to use the screen to tell me how to think.
What's interesting to me is like brainstorming ideas is something it can do. It can do ideation and it can come up with ideas. I think that it doesn't go, like when people brainstorm, we get wacky. Like we can go far out, and sometimes that wacky brings you back to something that's within the realm of what you're looking at, but you didn't know that was the journey you had to take. I don't see AI doing that, like going way out into left field and finding a way to come back and connect it. Maybe someday. So I think brainstorming ideas to get you to a point, but it reminds me of like the old like agency name generator that used to exist, where you could like it would choose like an animal and an adjective or something and be like the Raging Fox Agency, like back when that was all like, you can name a bar that, small business naming, but those were just computers pulling random numbers to random words together. They weren't like logically thinking about it. I do wonder, like, you know what I'd like it for? Find me a domain. Like, because when you're searching for a domain, you can put in words, but it's only going to search for those words. I would like it to look for things that are a little bit more adjacent, look for things that are more broad. Like if I put in, you know, creative agency, it's going to give me like creativeagency.com.org. They're all taken, blah, blah, blah.
.biz.
I want it to be able to pull up, you know, innovative marketing, or like pull up synonyms, pull up other stuff, try to combine like 4,000 words at once and spit it out to me in 10 seconds. So I think from that point, now for me, can AI write drafts? Yes. And I think that if you're the person who writes the drafts and edits your drafts and slashes them apart and fixes them, that's great. I tend to do, I'm terrible. Most of my papers
like
in high school and college were one and done.
You're a one take guy, huh?
One and done. And sometimes I didn't get the best grade on it. I mean, I always got like A's and B's, but except econ. Econ. Ugh.
Okay.
But it was my only C ever in my entire academic career. But I also didn't go to class at all because it was 8 a.m.
Because sounds terrible.
So yeah, and I'm like, I got a C without ever going to class. I think that's pretty good. So I think the first draft, yes. My fear is that a lot of people won't recognize the lack of quality in that first draft. Pointing myself at my finger right at me, like I could have made those so much better. And every time
not me.
Back,
I can't. I get it right on the first try, and then I am married to that idea, and I can never change it.
Really?
It's
Oh.
Like I'll tweak and like shift, but it's wild.
Wow, maybe you need AI to generate 5 different versions and you can pick the best one.
I think sometimes though, because I have a tendency to overthink about stuff before I put it on paper.
Understandable.
And so I've already like crafted and noodled before it goes out. Yeah.
And I think that's one of the ways I did describe it to some professors like that, is like I've already done 3 drafts in my head, and now I'm spitting one out. So this is really draft 4. I just didn't do any of that on paper. And they're like, I don't believe you. And I'm like, no, you don't. You're not in my brain at night. You don't know what's going on in there.
Grade the paper.
4,000 movies running in parallel in my brain at night. Ugh.
Mine's just like unruly squirrels, cheeky squirrels. That's what I have
cheeky squirrels
running around in my brain.
Well, and then also like writing a full blog post, writing a full article. Sure, yes, absolutely. But you do need to edit it, and you definitely need to fact check it. You know, I think we've talked multiple times about glue in pizza sauce. Like it's
so icky.
It is, but that was a suggestion that kept coming up. Hopefully they've fixed that now. Google, I hope you fixed that. But it's just really bizarre.
I think the other thing that I was talking to my husband about, because they're using LLMs for some stuff. And
large language models?
Yes, thank you.
You're welcome. Large language models.
I was trying to be listen to how smart I am. LLM.
You are, but a lot of people don't know what I didn't know like LLM until I heard it at Inbound, honestly. It's not something, it's just not a term I use.
Yeah. But they're using them, and he said a lot of times we're able to tell which was written by GPT or, you know, whatever version they're using, because it's written at like an 8th or 9th grade level. And so every time what they do, or like other folks in their prompt engineering have suggested, like have it write a first take and then say, okay, now write it at a 4th grade level. Because like the the model will insert words like heretofore or henceforth, or like funny joining words that they maybe that most people don't use.
Was
and
that
so,
Kara
yeah.
Swisher that brought that up when she was talking to Serena?
I think so,
about,
yeah.
like,
It was like,
she's like, yeah,
nobody
you can tell.
says henceforth. Yeah.
Yep, because she teaches, right? Yeah, she was professor.
No,
Or she did.
her other podcast partner is a professor. I don't think she is a professor.
I thought she did some, like not full time, but I thought she taught some classes. Anyway, so yeah, heretofore, hitherto, henceforth. Those are all very good keys.
Shall henceforth be known as a large language model.
Right. So I think you can also overcome writer's block. So if you're completely stuck, I've had that writing. I know that Isaac gets that every once in a while. It can just kind of help give you some inspiration. If you kind of know the topic you want to go down or something you want to write about, you can be pretty vague and it's going to just spit some stuff out for you. That can be helpful. I'm excited about translation opportunities here.
I again have some concern. I mean, like, you're looking at accuracy concerns here. If you're saying, like, as a Spanish speaker, take this word document or website page or whatever and translate it into Spanish without being able to first person fact check, I think that's
I think
can be dicey, but
it's the same way when I've had to use Google Translate for stuff before because that was just there wasn't budget for a live translator.
Right.
But what I've always done is have a native speaker read it and mark it up. And so even if we have clients who are like, hey, I want a Spanish version of my website, but I don't have money to pay a translator, it's like, okay, like we can pull that together for you pretty quickly, or you can. But do you have somebody internally, or now we have somebody internally who can read this and make sure, like, that's not right. Yeah, I mean, and also grammar corrections, same thing. You've got to like double check on that. Although Grammarly's gotten really good at correcting grammar. Oh yeah, like I'm tempted to pay. I keep getting the $75 for a year because I just use the free one. But it's gotten pretty good at that. And same thing with synonyms, right? So AI can be really good at giving you synonyms.
Yeah.
All right.
I like this next one, if we could, the data analytics side, because that is not the marketing side of things that I enjoy.
You're not a numbers gal?
Whatever gave you that idea?
So, yeah.
I'm the so what?
Yep.
Like
same.
If you can just give me the like how you got to conversions or impressions or whatever. But then, like, I can help you understand why that matters as opposed to, like, raw data.
And I'm like, I want to understand the numbers. I want to understand how you got there. I just want to trust it. I don't need to see the whole journey. I just want to believe you and have you give me enough. But, like, logic problems are good for AI. If something is black and white, if it's a set path to get there. I mean, we've been using computers for that all along, right? For a long time.
That's like the entire purpose of a computer, really.
Yeah. I think the difference with AI is you can be more human in asking it for prompts, right? You can tell it what you want and have it go figure it out.
Yeah. I think the other thing, this isn't exactly the same thing, but you can simplify large data sets. I actually uploaded like 900-page transcript of a court proceeding.
Oh my
and
God.
Had GPT give me a summary of it, which was really helpful. And then it was like, tell me everyone who testified. What were the main points? What did this one person say? And it was able to like whip through that so fast, which was really, really helpful.
And it's getting contextual, like, which is great. I mean, we've had like our voice assistants. I won't say them because they'll all go off.
They'll turn on.
But they've been contextual for a while, right? Like you can say, who's the current president? And then you can say, what's his wife's name? And it knows the first question that you're asking about the current president's wife. And AI is there as well. I I think the summarization piece, like, let me just like a lot of political documents, right? So like think about the average person could take a bill from Congress that's 900 pages long, throw it into AI and get a summary of it. And it'll be fairly accurate because it's just restricting it to that document. It's better than, reading through like hundreds of bills. I mean, maybe Congress people will use it to actually, because a lot of them are like, we don't have time to read the bill. And it's like, do you have time to read a summary? Like, I'll bet that's happening. I'll bet staffers are summarizing giant bills for people.
Do you think so? I wonder if there aren't like restrictions on that though.
Well, they probably can't. Yeah, you can't upload a bill. I mean, they'd have to have their own system, right? Because I don't think you can
like
upload.
A closed.
Well, although if it's public, like, I mean, most bills are public on the government website.
That's true.
So
I
maybe.
don't know.
I think the other thing.
Question for another day.
We're talking about big things, but AI can actually look for smaller things as well, like little trends that you're not seeing. What's the pattern here? Those kinds of things as well.
Could you say like what keywords were published on this day and what effect did it have on my traffic? And now I want to try it.
Yeah, probably. I would think it would be able to do that. You just have to point it at the right thing. That gets into automating reporting, which I am. So automating reporting and summarizing conference calls are my two things I just want AI to do.
You're really beating those drums.
All the time. I beat those drums hard, yeah. And I know that HubSpot is moving with like actually getting to more like normal language prompts, regular like human, like you can tell it like I want to see a report that does XYZ, and it'll actually go find the data points and pull it together. I haven't been successful at that yet, but I need to take the AI prompting course that I have you guys taking. So I did enroll myself too. So I just need to actually.
It's quite good. I have kind of enjoyed it so far. So
I know Zach wants to do it. So if you're enjoying it, that'll help me want to pay the money for Zach to do it.
Yeah.
So we talked a little about Breeze AI. That's a tool that can help with data and analytics. That's in HubSpot. It's their rebrand of Clearbit. Copilot is the rebrand of ChatSpot. And Copilot is one of their AI interfaces that can help with some of this. But the Breeze AI data enrichment, it's actually going to pull data contextually from all kinds of databases and places and update your own database with it.
Yeah.
Which is cool. We have a version of that. We're still on the old Clearbit by HubSpot, and I learned today we can stay on it. But we have 1,000 credits for data enrichment. So as we start doing more marketing, which is nice. So the old, it's not a rollover thing. You just get so many per year, where the new ones are, you get X number this month and use it or lose it.
Yeah.
And then there's another one called Metabase. I have not used this one, but it's kind of a self-service cloud analytics solution. It can pull things in and give you a quick dashboard setup, so it's worth taking a look at. And I'm sure Zach will link to both of these, maybe to a screenshot or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
He always links to things, so.
Zach, you're so good.
He is.
Even if I never read your notes.
All right. So I think we've just got a few minutes left. We talked a little bit about Breeze AI in our HubSpot almost live episode,
recap?
I think it was.
Yeah.
Recap a couple episodes ago. So it's got Copilot, which we talked about, which is the AI-powered assistant, and you can have that do a lot of the things we said here. Breeze agents, we talked about, they're more autonomous and can do automated tasks or semi-autonomous. I'm excited to see where that goes, because if you can get something doing repetitive tasks for you,
well, and it's almost like a little clone of your brain, right? When you start to, is one of the things they had was like, email sequences where it's like, oh, this, write me a cold reach or cold email to a prospect, and here's the language I want you to use, and here's what I would normally say, and then you can start to kind of like refine it, and it will learn your specific brand voice or words that you so I'm curious to see how that goes.
Yep. And then, so Breeze Workflow, is that its own thing, Zach? Like, or is it just, I hadn't seen that one.
No, I was
But process automation, you can create and customize your own workflows. Zach does research into these things, so I'm going to believe him. I know what this is. This is
I was like, this is us not reading the notes.
It kind of goes with, I think it kind of goes with agents potentially. Am I right, Zach? Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's basically, this is your brain telling it what we need to do and how we need to do this. So it works just like an automated workflow in HubSpot, except it's having AI do things for you.
Yeah.
Those are all wild. They're great.
Right. I have come around a little bit from my reluctance towards AI, and my initial concerns were primarily around intellectual property.
Yep.
And citation of sources and how how are they making money? How is their model informed? That kind of thing. And so, you still have some hesitation, trepidation around that, but AI can be a tool. It's not, similar. I think we talked about this, like when Photoshop and InDesign were becoming really big, where it
the
was
industry
like,
evolves.
Typesetters are now out, not required because you can do that as you design, but it's still just a tool.
But you can also move from typesetter to kerner. You can kern things. I think one of the other important things is, where AI gets its information from is important. And HubSpot has been very, very clear that Breeze does not learn on our databases and our private information that is in HubSpot. It'll learn on stuff that's public. If you publish a web page or a landing page or things like that, it can. But that is not where it's getting its learning.
Yep.
And so that was good. I know we've got clients that would be concerned about that. Everybody wants to know like what's going on with my data. It is secure. It is protected. And they brought that up a couple of times that I saw. So that was pretty cool. I would love if people would call in or email or send us a voice recording on additional uses of AI. Like, how are you using AI right now?
Yeah.
So there's a specific ask for whoever's listening. We'd love to hear about it.
Hello?
And we could actually spend a little bit of time in the intro of another episode, like sharing your ideas and thoughts. And maybe we could do a follow-up on AI that, Zach would love it if you send four different things in and he can create a whole new episode on it. Because then he doesn't have to generate any ideas.
Oh my gosh. We're using the audience as like a little AI bot.
Kind of, yeah. Audience intelligence, is that what that is? All right. So AI has pros and cons. Let it do things that the computers and bots are good at. Let people do things that they are good at. And the combination of the two is really fantastic.
Yes. What's our
Next
white
episode?
Negroni pina colada?
I know.
Our
I was like,
favorite
is
HubSpot
this
integrations?
2 episodes? So integrations, and we're integrating 2 cocktails. I see what you did there, Zach. The white Negroni pina colada.
It's a theme.
Integrated. Our favorite HubSpot integrations. Ooh, I have several. I'm gonna have to pull this. I'm gonna have to pull my thoughts together really hard on this one because there's a whole bunch that I really love, and there's a few that when I show people, they're like, "I didn't know that was there," and it's like, "Yes, it is. It is there."
Yes.
I think that's an episode.
That's it. You can find our agency at Antidote_71. If you have a question or a comment on how you're using AI, you can send it our way by visiting ctapodcast.live, or you can leave us a voice message at 402-718-9971, and your question or comment will make it into a future episode. I promise.
We did get 4 more completely empty scam voicemails this week, Zach. So that was exciting on the number. But there was nothing there. They were just robo-dials, I'm sure, that hit it. They're probably political.
Do you think it was that,
robo-dials.
or do you think people just got nervous about talking to their podcast heroes?
I don't think anybody got nervous talking about... I don't think anybody was nervous. I think that they were just junk calls coming in. Though we've owned that number for a pretty long time, and we've never really used it for anything. It's just been sitting there. I just like that it has double 7-1s in it with the 718 and the 9971 because I'm fixated.
Yeah.
All right. Call us. Use the number. Something actual real in there would be great. And
402-718-9971. We could make Rich's day.